I'm going to tell you something. I don't care that they were playing against Chattanooga. This quarterback.
Nico's nice.
GBO.
Yo. And then you watch something like last night, and you watch DJU, and you watch all the games that I watched throughout Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and you watch this kid, and I was talking earlier about how, like, the whole thing with Heupel, much like Norvell, it's like, let's get the ball, boom, now we're up top, right? Now we're running off the side. This dude is so accurate. Like, these guys, I don't care if you're playing against air. They ain't breaking stride.
No, it just drops
They're
it.
They're flying around. He is awesome.
He is awesome.
He started off the game like 10 for 10, and I'm like, these things are like right on the money. In stride, down the sidelines, across the middle. Like, nobody's even ducking down. Nobody's like reaching down. Nobody's having to make a circus catch. They're just running as fast as they can, and then the ball is on their heart. And I'm like, this guy.
He cold.
Holy mother.
I want to see you do it against a real team, though.
Well, let me just be clear. I'm not worried about him being able to do it against a real team. I saw what I saw. That dude is awesome. Holy mother.
You got NC State next week.
Dude, hey, the running back's fast as crap, too. They got two of them.
Yeah, they got two cold running backs.
Two of them.
And their defense is stout, too. So.
I tell you this. If I look, and of course Tennessee fans are excited, and again, it's just Chattanooga. But can I just say, I don't know how that game ended up being like it did, where they were wearing the smoky grays at home, which are a cool-looking uniform, but Chattanooga was dressed like Tennessee looks.
Yeah.
They had the whites with the stripe down, and like, I was like, how does this even happen? How does Chattanooga look exactly like Tennessee? It looked like Tennessee was in a road game against them. But the Smoky Grays are cool-looking uniforms.
Shout out to the Smoky Grays.
But, Nico's standing in that pocket and throwing absolute darts all over the field. Him and Cam Ward were the two. And let me tell you this. I watched way too many Cam Ward games last year. I have the Cam Ward Washington State jersey, and I feel horrible about banking against him in week 1. I didn't realize that Florida would not get one pull on him the whole game. Like, I watched him all last year. He fumbles. He throws a lot of picks under duress. Like, if you get pressure on him, it's a problem, right? That's where I love Cam Ward. But he would make mistakes. He would make mistakes. They had one hurry. He's like standing back there like a statue, like just scanning the field. Everybody's open.
Throwing that
I'm like, if you're going to let Cam Ward do this, and I promise you this.
Reposato's so cold, number 7.
I went and looked at their schedule. They don't really have anybody that's going to be able to, put heat on him.
Yeah.
They're not playing a bunch of teams that can really put pressure on the quarterback. Like, they may be in an unbelievable spot, especially when you look at the way the rest of the ACC looked. This may be the U is back, because you just look at their schedule and you're like, man, they really, like, maybe their offensive line is great. Maybe Florida is putrid, but like, they couldn't get a hand on him, and he's just standing back there, boom, 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 just throwing darts all over the field. Same thing was going with Nico, right? You put a little heat on him, we'll see. But I tell you this, both those guys, if you don't put heat on them, put it in spots that the other guys around the country do not.
Yeah.
Like, they look like NFL quarterbacks.
And you see what he said after the game, right? He was like, people talk about how loud the swamp is. He was like, USC and other places were louder than this.
Well, in fairness, they were mangling them.
Yeah, but even from the start, though.
I got it.
But I mean, pop your ish, Cam. You know what I'm saying? Let him know.
Well, you got to remember, it's not as fair. Like, I'll give you an example. Years ago, I think it was Eli Manning's junior year. It's the first time I ever went to LSU. And everybody going into it, all I had ever heard my whole life was Baton Rouge on a Saturday night, Baton Rouge on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And look, it was a drunk fest. Super fun. But Eli Manning went in there and won, And it wasn't that fun. You could have heard a pin drop in that place, right? And this was LSU, and I got in the car afterwards, and they're like, "It just ain't like it used to be, man." You know, this is like Saban's like second year or something like that, right? And they're like, "Okay, hired this Yankee, and now look at our team." Like, but what I'm saying is, if you get your ass kicked, the crowd's not good.
Yeah.
Cam Ward was getting his ass kicked at Oregon.
He said
so of course he couldn't hear anything in the huddle.
He said they were loud, but they weren't loud. He said y'all were loud at the wrong times. That's what he was saying.
Right.
He said y'all were loud when we were in the huddle, but y'all weren't loud when we broke the huddle. Like,
Well, I think they realized rather quickly that this was not going to be fun.
shout out Cam Ward. Give him the Heisman, bro.
It didn't take long to realize that was not going to be all that fun. But anyway, Tennessee, super impressed with their quarterback, Cam Ward, obviously. That was maybe the most shocking outcome, just how they demolished Florida in the way they did.